What's going on, everybody? Back here in the shop, my shop. You just watched me finish up putting my new wastegates on there. Went ahead and stepped up to a 60 millimeter gate from my old 45s. I was just going to put my old 45s back on, CO2 gates that I had. Decided, you know, may as well put the big boys on. You never know when I'm going to step this thing up. So the big boys. Went ahead and went with the PowerGate 60 from Turbosmart. Because you never know. I may decide to step my boost game up someday and really need a lot of air to get out of here and control boost. So ready for whatever I decide to do in the future. So I got these installed, got them welded up to the headers, got them connected with some good DOT airline, DOT style fittings. And I'm about to install my onboard air system. This is what I used to have last time I had this style of gate. They work great. I do already have a CO2 bottle in the truck. I don't know. I like this thing. So I'm probably going to start using this thing to run my chute, my shifter, boost controller, all that stuff. So like I said, they work great. We've used them in that car, actually. We've had them in the 55 and this truck for a while. So gonna go ahead and put this in. I think I've decided to put it in the bed. I've seen some of you guys complaining that I didn't wash the bed whenever I washed the truck. Well, it's a truck. I mean, beds are normally dirty. I mean, all that stuff there is pimp juice, and it's just there now. So I don't know what to tell you. Anyways, that's going back there. I need to finish up my dump tubes for my wastegates. So I'll trim that down a little bit, do it just like I had with the smaller gates. Set that anywhere. So another thing I'm gonna do, I like this stuff. So I used it a lot whenever I first built this truck for all my airlines and stuff. You know, this being DOT rated line, it's good for some heat, but man, it's hot under here. So I got this stuff from Heat Shield Products. I've had it for a long time. I don't remember what it costs. I know it's not necessarily cheap, but man, it sure does protect stuff. So I'm gonna wrap all my airlines in that and get this ready to go. So like I mentioned, I went ahead, I had to put my old FuelTech boost controller back in it. I did have to wire in that, which was really no big deal. All it takes is a switch 12 volt power to run it, and then I get 2 of my 4 outputs that I used to use for the eGates to run the increase and decrease solenoid. So I've actually freed up 2 outputs in the FuelTech by swapping back to the regular style gates. But that is where I am now, and I am going to finish this stuff up so I can try to get this thing back to the dyno in a hurry and get ready to race it. It's season's winding down with all the 187 car, you know, at least the Nova and Blue and stuff like that. We got 1 race with the white car left, 1 race with Blue left, and then hopefully I get a chance to take this thing out and at least do some testing with it. Maybe get it to whatever class I can fit it in. You know, we'll have to see how fast it ends up. I have an idea where it should run. Making it do it is a whole nother thing. So let's go over a list of things that I need to do here real quick. I'm gonna have to pull the grill off so that I can get to the compressor cover here on this Forced Induction Solutions Turbo. I need to drill and tap for a air fitting because I need to go to the bottom side of the wastegates. So we'll get a fitting here. It'll tee off, have a hose to each wastegate to the bottom of it, just to help with boost control there. Mounting the onboard air system back here, wire it up. All it does is a power and a ground, so it'll just be ready to rock whenever the key is on or ignition is on. I have come in here. The boost controller is mounted right there. It's all wired up, tested, it works. Let's see, what else here? Oh, I need to run the lines to it. So there will be a line from here that will go to the feed side of the boost controller. And then the bottom side of the boost controller will go to this T-fitting that I have out here in between my wastegates right now, right in there. So not a whole lot to do, but that's where I'm at. And now at this time, you guys know the drill. If you haven't already, go ahead and click that subscribe button, drop a comment, like the video, share the video if you feel the need. I would sure appreciate it. Tell me what you want to see with this truck. What do you think this truck should run? A little rundown. Big 98 millimeter turbo, sleeved 427 from Texas Speed, Rossville Turbo 400, Circle D converter. I mean, it's got all the good stuff. It would come in at about 3,850 pounds with me in it, ready to go down the track, full of fuel. So, what do you think? What do you think this thing's going to run? I have an idea. What do you think? Let's hear it. So, I'm going to get busy. I need to get this thing done. Home for a couple days, and then we're on the road again. So, I'm going to get done what I can get done. God, I hate that saw. So sketchy. I've had it kick back on me so many times. It's just scary. Luckily, everything went smooth there. So, that's just I don't know. It's a wood saw. Jeff Lutz taught us to use that for aluminum way back in the day. So that's what we used. But unfortunately, they're sketchy sometimes. So got the dump tubes all welded up. Got them put on the wastegates. Now on to the next one, fixing to start mounting the onboard air. I don't know. I think I'm gonna do it like this. Like so. I think that's probably how I'm gonna do it. I got some rubber feet. I'm going to put a, I think it's called a nutsert maybe, anyways. So, put a nutsert in the bed for these, and, I don't know, that'll be that. Eventually, this won't be in the weather like this. Eventually, I'll have some sort of bed cover on this thing, and, we'll have to worry about it getting wet back here, but shouldn't matter. I mean, that pump is like a pump for a, I don't know, like an airbag system. Small airbag, like helper bags. So, should be fine for weather, but I'd still like it to not be in weather. So, anyways, get this thing mounted and then run some airline. Okay, we've got all the plumbing done up here, drilled and tapped the compressor housing for a fitting. Got all my hoses ran, covered up with the heat shield products, lava tube. I did run out of 90-degree air fittings though, so I had to order some of those. They'll be here in the morning, and then I can finish up this stuff. So, got a fitting to go right there. That hose right there will connect. Same over here. And we're done under the hood. So here is the wastegate pressure sensor. Took the position sensor from the eGate, was able to just put a new end on it, plug it right into the sensor. Boom, we're good to go there. So got the not fresh air, but I never can think of what I want to call these things. Onboard air. Onboard air. Got it all mounted up. Good to go there. Run a couple wires and we'll be good to go there. And then I just need to run the supply line from this to the boost controller, and then we'll be ready to rock. So go ahead and keep it pushing and get this thing finished up. All right, everything done. Pump is mounted, wires are ran, airlines are ran. We are good to go. So wastegates are all plumbed up in there. Now all we need to do is come over here to the laptop. Got the tune pulled up that was in it for the electronic wastegates. So we'll come over here, we'll go to map options, right, come over here to electronic wastegate, uncheck that. Wastegate boost control, check that. Let's go ahead and confirm that. We'll come over here, check out our wastegate boost control. It should default back to the way it was before I went to the eGates, and it looks like it has. So everything looks good there. So my 3-step target was 8 pounds, which means whenever I hit the trans brake, deck it, gonna go up to 8 pounds, 8 pounds of boost. And then once it hits that, plus my RPM limiter, it's gonna drop down to my 2-step. My 2-step PSI was 1 pound. So basically I would leave on about 7 pounds. I had 6-pound springs in a gate. So it would go down and it would need to add a pound of CO2 to the wastegates to hold the 7 PSI I was looking for. So this all looks pretty good. Come down here to my dashboard, set up my wastegate pressure, wastegate pressure 1. Go ahead and change that to 100. That's good. Confirm. And then input. Need to change. Went ahead and made it this one. So I'm sorry, this one. So position eGate number 2, that was my passenger side wastegate. So now I've turned that input into my wastegate pressure. Let's go ahead and change that. Go down here, confirm. Go down here to outputs and yellow. So I've got these four outputs were for the eGate. So 1 and 2 won't be used anymore. So we'll go ahead. We'll just change them to none. Okay. 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 And then this one is going to be wastegate increase. This one will be wastegate decrease. And then boom. Now, take a second to go over everything here, and then I'll go ahead and write this in and we'll do some testing here. Okay, everything is written. We can go in here. I mean, I have it on the dashboard, but I like to go here to the diagnostic panel and just check. So we're looking right here. Where's my wastegate pressure? Wastegate pressure 1. Oh, it's all blurry. There we go. So that seems to be reading there. Sensor's good. Now we can go ahead. You can actually run through a pretty cool thing about FuelTech. I don't know if any of the others can do this. I'm sure they have some form of it, but you can test everything without the vehicle even running. So I've got a boost curve in here. Go down here. time-based after two-step target table. There's my boost curve. That's what I ran last time I had ShopTruck out. So you can see there, it's all time-based. And that is actual CO2 being added on top of the wastegate to keep it closed to reach the target boost that I would like to make. So what you can do here, you can trans brake, mat it, and then let go, and it's actually going to run through. You can hear it over there. It'll run through this whole time-based deal, and when you let out, it exhausts the pressure. So I'll show you down here. You can actually see the lights on the all right, trans brake set, full throttle. You see the light blinking. It's adding CO2 to the wastegate. Trans brake release. Adding, and it passes over. Other light, release the CO2 pressure. So it appears that everything is working. I think I will go ahead and start the truck now and spool this thing up for real. And this thing should spool up. It should make 8 pounds on the 3-step at like, let's see what I got 3-step limiter set at. Holy shit, 4,000. That's aggressive. Now let's see if it'll do it. So 4,000 RPM for the 3-step, 8 pounds, and then it's going to drop down to 3,500 to the 2-step. I don't know. Let's see what happens here. All right, well, it looks like it did exactly what it was supposed to. So let's clear off some stuff here. Let's go ahead, TPS, RPM, map. We'll put the 3-step and 2-step on here so y'all can see it. Okay, so the way this works is this purple line right here. You can see the mouse. That's TPS. 3-step starts back here. That's wherever I hit the trans brake. The big old mushroom button right there. We go full throttle. 3-step is on until right here, and it hits, well, remember what RPM I said, like 4,000? 3950. We'll call that 8 pounds of boost, just like I called for. 3-step shuts off, 2-step comes on, and then boom, down there to a nice, where are we at here? 7.4, working its way down to 6.7, 7-ish, which is pretty much what we call for there. So, success. Now I can actually test this thing, I guess. I am going to take it to the dyno. I want to see. Man, my guys at Forced Induction are telling me that I'm just not even planning on working this turbo. And I want to say that means that they're calling me a sissy, honestly, because I told them what I plan to make with it, and they said, well, damn, we probably could have went with a little smaller turbo. So I don't know. I know where I'm comfortable taking this motor. It is a nice piece, but at the end of the day, it is a stock block. It does have nice heads on it. It's got all nice parts inside of it, but I'm not trying to break this thing if I don't have to. So I think think I'm going to shoot for 1500 on the dyno. I don't know if it'll make it on a roller dyno. You got to worry about tire spin and all that mumbo jumbo, but I think somewhere around 30 PSI, this thing will make 1500. At 22 or 23 PSI, it made over 13, like 1340 or something like that. So I don't know. I think 30 PSI will get it done. And they say that that's not even working this turbo. That's mind blowing to me. I've never made 30 pounds on this. That seems like a lot to me, but it's not. I mean, boost is just a number, I guess. So that's a relief right there that it actually worked. The pump. So I've got the pump wired into my fuel pump relay. So whenever I hit the power button here, if the pump needs to build pressure, it will. Right now, because there's no air leaks, because I tried to do that right, it's holding PSI. So I've got the regulator set to 80 PSI, and that was actually a setting that I set in the FuelTech as well. That just helps to dial in the boost that I want to make there. But man, what a relief. It's been a while, actually, since I took the mechanical gates off, that I've been able to hit the 3-step and drop to the 2-step like I like. So it was pretty cool to see that happen the first time. And it did it pretty quick. So from the time I went full throttle, let's see, there's 100 TPS. We'll call it. From the time I went full throttle to the time it hit 8 PSI and dropped to the 2-step of 7 PSI, 3 seconds. And that's with the motor cold. Engine coolant temp is still 125 degrees right now. So I'm sure I wasn't even up to 150 degrees engine temp at that point. So when it's warmer, it may spool up even a little bit better. Cool stuff. Well, that's going to do it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching. I am glad that I have the mechanical gates back on it. Thanks to Turbosmart for getting me out these PowerGate 60s real quick like. Also for the... I've had some people ask, they didn't even know where you could get a aluminum flange for the wastegate. Right from Turbosmart. They sell them. I'm sure other people do. I get mine from Turbosmart. My little gates had them too, and I got those flanges from Turbosmart as well. Heat shield products for the lava wrap. It's not cheap, guys, but I feel that it's worth it to protect this airline. Even though it's DOT rated airline, I want to protect it from the heat as much as possible. So let's see what else. Oh, the onboard air. I know a lot of y'all are going to ask about it. I got mine from Jegs, even though you see the Summit sticker on it. I got that from Jegs. You can also get one from Joe at Hyperactive. I actually think it's a little bit nicer piece. I think the air tank has a little more capacity, maybe a little bit better pump, a little bit better put together. That's the one that we had in the Fire Donk and the 55. But they all serve the same purpose. They all work great. I've never had an issue with mine. Did have some air leaks that I had to fix at one point, so I guess I did have some issues. But other than that, I mean, it's a Viair air compressor and maybe a 1 gallon tank, it looks like, maybe a half gallon. I don't know. It's enough to do what I need it to do. That's it. It comes pre-wired. All you need to do is give it power and ground. Obviously use a relay. You know, you don't want it to run all the time. I've wired them up like that. As long as you don't have any air leaks, it's fine. But if you have one that leaks a little bit, you'll be working in a shop and all of a sudden that compressor will kick on and it will scare the shit out of you. So I recommend wiring it up to switch 12 volt. Do it however you want. Let's see. Other than that, God, I think this thing's ready again. I'm ready to race this thing. I've put it off long enough. I'm going to get it back to the dyno, like I said. Andre's actually going to let me make a decent amount of boost finally. He's never let me make 30 pounds before. He's holding me back, just always trying to hold me down. I'm just playing. I can't think of anything else that I just absolutely have to do to race this thing. There's some stuff I want to do. I still have a fiberglass hood and a fiberglass bumper for this thing. It will let me lose probably another 100 pounds off the front of the truck. 100 pounds is a lot, guys. I mean, I've already taken off 650 to 700 pounds off the truck. You know, plus 50 pounds off of me, no big deal. Anyways, this truck did come in before I actually started losing weight at 3850 with me in it, ready to go down the track. So I've lost somewhere around 50 pounds. We're sitting at about 3,800 pounds, which is, golly, it was 4550 before, ready to go down the track. Man, 750, golly. You could get I see how people get these trucks light, because I haven't even tried. I mean, you can gut the fenders on these things like my buddy Tyler has. You can put fiberglass fenders on. You can get, hell, they're making carbon fiber doors now, carbon fiber tailgates. I mean, I haven't cut any of the bed out yet besides what I did for the fuel cell. I can see how you get these things light, but a lot of the weight that you take off is going to be in the back, and then you're just going to make it more front bias heavy. So it's kind of a give and take, unless you're racing on radial tracks, and then I guess front heavy is fine. But where I race, I like it a little more rear bias. So before, the truck was 58 or 59% on the front, and now it's 55 or 56. So that's actually a pretty considerable change. I'm pretty happy with that. And then I can stack some weight here in the back whenever I go to the street or back of the track or wherever I race this thing, and get it a little closer to 50-50. I'd have to add a lot of weight to get it to 50-50, but never know. I do need to figure out how to get that hood and bumper put on, though, for sure. I had almost forgot about that stuff. But that's going to do it for now. I did order Mallory a harness. You heard her complaining when she was riding. It's not in here yet, but I did order her one, so I'll get that put in so she can ride with me and not be so scared over there. I don't think she was actually scared in the passenger seat. She just wanted a harness, so I got her a harness. That's it, guys. I appreciate you watching. If you have not already, go ahead and click that subscribe button, share the channel, drop a comment down below, like the video. Tell me what you want to see from the videos. I skipped a week there. I didn't mean to. Been kind of busy doing other stuff that didn't really allow me to make a video, but gonna try to get back on the train here and crank these out some more. So again, I appreciate you watching. Oh, also check out phantom405.com. Pick you up a Phantom Industries hat or a shirt. Also got ShopTruck shirts. We got decals. And I don't know, I may try to add something else here for the winter. I think I'm going to need a hoodie. So keep an eye out for that. If you've already bought, I got your email. I'm going to be sending you emails about updates. So as always, guys, I appreciate you watching, and stick around for the next one. I'll see y'all then.